sportsmanship. We request your cooperation today by always supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. We ask that you now rise and face the American flag at the south end of the gym for the playing of our national anthem. And now, let's meet tonight's starting lineups in alternating order. First for the 9 and 10 Andover Huskies, number 11, Junior Piper Ingleby. For your 18 and 1 Chaska Hawks, number 2, Senior Kennedy Sanders. For Andover, number 15, Junior Emma Frost. For the Hawks, number 12, senior guard, 5'9", Anna Lindsay. For the Huskies, number 20, sophomore, Lacey Heppel. For Chaska, number 20, senior guard, 5'11", Ashley Schulke. For the Huskies, number 21, junior, Morgan Miller. For your Hawks, sophomore, 6'1" forward, number 22, Ella Keenan. For the Huskies, number 24, junior, Anna Valor. And for your Hawks, number 24, junior guard, 5'11", Aubrey Heyer. The Huskies are coached by Blake Nichols in his 5th season, assisted by Sidney Driggs, Troy Gutman, and Sean Fogarty. Hawks are coached by a state champion staff.
From Chaska High School, the Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network is on the air. With girls basketball action on a Saturday afternoon between the Andover Huskies and the Chaska Hawks. Hi everybody, I'm Howard Luloff, welcoming you to this non-conference matchup between the Andover Huskies with a record of 9 and 10, a member of the Northwest Suburban Conference. They are coached by Blake Nichols in his 5th year, and the Chaska Hawks, the second-ranked team in Class 4A with a record of 18 and 1 under the veteran leadership of Tara Seifert. One thing that's going to be different from some of the games that the Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network has done is utilizing a shot clock. Can we get a shot of the shot clock before we start, Brett? And we are underway. That's Kennedy Sanders, who's headed for Colorado for the Hawks. That's Aubrey Heyer. Lenson near the three-point line. Sanders regains possession. Brings it out to Lenson, goes inside, loses the ball, and it's taken by Anna Valor. Valor, a junior for head coach Blake Nichols, throws it toward the bleachers and out of bounds. 31 seconds gone by in the first half. We're glad you can join us from Chaska High School. That's Sanders in the front court. To Heyer. Inside. Rolls around, doesn't go by Keenan. And that's Valor. A 2-3 defense for Chaska. That is Morgan Miller. Miller with the first shot of the game, hits nothing. Now it's Sanders for Chaska. A 2-3 defense. Sanders lays it up and in. First 2 points of the game for the Hawks. Now it's Lou Heppel for the Huskies. Back to Miller. Heppel, a bounce pass inside to Morgan Miller. Miller in the lane. Hawks in a 2-3, and there is a foul on Ella Keenan. Her first personal and the first team foul on the Hawks. And it will send Morgan Miller to the free throw line. And she makes the first. Two-1 in favor of Chaska. Rolls around, doesn't go. And the rebound is the Voller, bounces off the rim, doesn't go. Lenzen brings it up for the Hawks. Now it's Sanders. Sanders right wing. Inside, back to Sanders. Sanders with a jumper, doesn't go. And Miller will get the rebound. Andover with one senior on their roster. That is Emma Frost. To Voller. Voller guarded by Ashley Schulke. For three and makes it. Andover has its first lead of the game, 4-2. That's Lenzen. Sanders with an inside pass, puts it up and in. Ella Keenan with a deuce. And it's all even at 4. That's Heppel. Heppel ring. Here's a three-pointer, bounces off, doesn't go. And it goes to Sanders. Long pass inside to Higher. Higher with a layup, it doesn't go. The rebound by Lenzen also doesn't go. And there is a shot. It'll be a 2-shot foul for Ella Keenan. Piper Engelby picks up the foul. And Lenzen goes to the free throw line for a couple. She makes the first. Chaska regains the lead, 5-4. Her second shot doesn't go, and Voller gets the rebound. Heppel to Emma Frost. Frost goes inside, brings it out to Engelby. Engelby dishes it off to Voller for three and makes it. Voller's second three-pointer of the game puts Andover back in front by 2. Sanders. Here comes the first three of the game for the Hawks. Bullseye! Ella Lenzen with a three-pointer. And Chaska regains the lead. A back-and-forth start to today's game. That's Frost. Now it's Voller. Bounce pass, and it's stolen by Aubrey Higher. Aubrey races in, puts it up, and scores. Aubrey Higher, the fourth Hawk in the scorebook, and it's a 3-point lead, 10-7, 13:48 to go in the first half. That's Voller. Sends it over to Engelby. Over to Lou Heppel. Heppel races inside, puts it up, doesn't go. Miller with the rebound. Miller with a shot, and it's in. It's a 30-second timeout for Andover. 13:29 to go in the opening half, 10-9 in favor of Chaska. The Hawks last played on Thursday against the top-ranked team in Class 3A, the Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights. And they blew away the Red Knights by a score of 80-56. In that game, the Chaska defense held one of the state's top scorers, Olivia Olson, who's also one of Minnesota's top junior athletes in girls basketball, to only 8 points. Olson committed to Michigan. As we're back to action with Kennedy Sanders in the front court. Heyer hands it back to Sanders. Sanders for three, bounces off, doesn't go. And Heppel will get the rebound. Heppel guarded by Sanders. Sends it off to Voller. Voller has the ball recovered, and it will be a two-shot foul. It looks like the foul was inside on Aubrey Heyer. And it is an Aubrey Heyer, her first personal and the second team foul, with Engelby shooting 2. She makes the first, and it's all even at 10. Andover regains the lead. 2 for Engelby. Now it's Sanders for the Hawks. Lenson. Back to Sanders at three-point line. Here comes a three. Bounces off, it doesn't go, and the rebound goes to Voller. Heppel in the front court. A 1-3-1 defense for the Hawks. Voller goes inside, loses the ball, picked up by Lensden. And she loses the ball too, with Engelby recovering. Voller hits the side of the backboard. Goes off of Morgan Miller, and a foul. It will be on Schulke. Here's the first substitution of the game for Chaska. It's for Andover. Ellie Fields is in the game for the Huskies. Fields, a sophomore. That's Miller. Miller inside, tries to get through, puts up the shot, doesn't go. And Sanders recovers. Long pass inside. And it's blocked. And the Hawks are called for traveling as Alexis Schaefer enters the game for Chaska. Schaefer is one of 3 sophomores for veteran head coach Tara Seifert. And there's a block picked up by Schulke. And the jumper is good by Kennedy Sanders. 4 for Sanders, and Chaska regains the lead. 11 and a half minutes to go in the first half. That's Voller. And the layup by Heppel is good, and Andover regains the lead. 4th player in the scorebook for Andover. Sanders throws it out of bounds. It goes to the Huskies. Frost is back in for Andover, and Josie Lukoski enters the game for Chaska. Inside pass. Puts up the shot, it doesn't go. And she gets her own rebound. Here comes a three. Got it! Alexis Schaefer with a 3. The 5th player to score for the Hawks It's a 2-point lead, 15-13. That's Heppel. Inside pass to Miller. Brings it out to Frost. Frost defended by Lukoski. Now it's Engelby. Hawks in a diagonal 2-3 zone. The layup doesn't go. And Keenan gets the rebound and it will go out of bounds. As Voller returns to the game and Morgan Miller will take a breather. With 10:17 left to go in the first half. That is Heppel. Lacey Heppel. And the shot doesn't go by Frost, but she will get a pair as Alexis Schaefer picks up the foul. 4th team foul on the Hawks. And Frost will go to the line with a chance to tie the game. The first one didn't go. And she makes the second, her first point of the game. 5th player in the scorebook for Andover. A 1-point lead, 15-14. Sanders. Inside pass. Back to Sanders with a long three. Bounces off the rim. It doesn't go. Voller with the rebound. Voller goes into the front court. And losing the ball out of bounds is Emma Frost. With Miller coming back into the game for Andover. And Kylie Silas is in the game for Chaska. Also in the game for Andover is Annika Olsen. Annika, one of 7 sophomores for 5th-year head coach Blake Nichols. They are a young team with only one senior, and that is Lily Peterson. That's Lukoski. Here's Sanders going toward the free throw line. Here comes a three, bounces off the rim, it doesn't go. A long pass inside, and it will be a 2-shot foul for Morgan Miller. Silas picks up the foul. 15th foul on the Hawks. There are 5 players who have 1 foul. Nobody's in serious trouble in the early going as Miller makes the first. That's 4 points for Morgan Miller. And it's all even. And Andover regains the lead. Morgan Miller with 5 points. As Sanders brings it up court for Chaska with a record of 18-1 this season. Their lone loss to St. Michael Albertville, where Tessa Johnson scored 51 points. She'll be playing for South Carolina next season. The defending national champions, coached by Dawn Staley. Emma Frost. Now it's Miller, turns around, brings it out. And Andover is called for traveling. Lenson and Ella Keenan are back in. Also, Aubrey Heyer is back in for the Hawks. As head coach Tara Seifert gives the lineup a fresh look with 8:32 to go in the first half. Sanders. Lenson hits nothing, but she will get a couple of shots. Morgan Miller picks up the foul. 2nd team foul for the Huskies. As Keenan goes to the line for misses the first. And the game is tied once again. Ella Keenan with 3 points. It's all even at 16. 8:21 to go in the first half. That's Voller. Bounce passes to Ellie Fields. Inside pass to Miller. Miller double team. Turns around. Takes the shot and scores. 7 for Morgan Miller. And Andover is back in front by 2, 18-16. That's Lenzen. A one-hander by Keenan. The game's even at 18. 5 for Ella Keenan. A 2-3 zone for Chaska. There's a pass, but it's picked up by Lukoski. Lukoski with a pass into the front court. Count the basket! Lenzen will go for the 3-point play. I suppose we don't have a replay, Brett. And he is right. We do not have any replays today. Oh, we do. We do have a replay. And you just saw that last shot by Ella Lenzen. And she does make the free 3-point play. 7 points for Lenzen. It's a 3-point lead for Chaska, 21-18. That's Frost, defended by Sanders. Miller turns around, high off the glass, and she will go to the line for 2 shots. Ella Keenan picks up her second foul, 16th foul on the Hawks. Miller makes the first. She has 8 points. Silas and Schilke are back in for Chaska. The second doesn't go, and Silas will get the rebound. Silas, a senior. There's Sanders near the baseline. Here comes a 3. Bullseye! Aubrey Heyer with a 3. And the Hawks have their biggest lead at 5, 24-19. Six and a half minutes to go in the first half. That's Frost, 13 on the shot clock. And there's a 3. It doesn't go, and the rebound goes to Schilke. Now it's Sanders, goes through a double team, puts it up and in. Kennedy Sanders with 6 points, and the lead is 7. As the Hawks are starting to pull away in the late part of the first half. Miller with a shot, doesn't go. Now it's Sanders who brings it into the front court, goes through a couple of Andover players. Long 3 for Heyer, hits nothing. As the pass goes up and in for Engelby, ending a drought. Engelby with 4, and the lead is 5. 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. Sanders goes inside, brings it out. There's a 3, got it! Schilke with a 3. They've had balanced scoring so far. The lead is 8. Now it's Voller to Miller. Miller looks for an open white jersey and finds Voller. It doesn't go. Sanders gets the rebound. Sanders goes in, brings it out to Heyer. Back to Sanders. changes hands, puts up the shot. She will get a pair. Annika Olsen picks up the foul. Third team foul in Andover. And Sanders makes the first. She is 7. The lead is 9. Fields and Heppel are back in for Andover. She misses the second. Voller gets the rebound. That's Fields. A 2-3 zone defense for Chaska. Fields goes inside. Brings it out to Engelbig. Engelbig almost loses the ball. Now it's Voller. Here's a 3 from Engelbig, and she makes it. Engelbig with 7 points. The lead dwindles to 6, 30-24. 3:54 left in the first half. And there's a foul on Andover. Ellie Fields with the foul, the fourth team foul on the Huskies, as Miller is back in for Andover. That's higher. Sanders loses the ball, but regaining possession is Keenan. Here comes a 3, bounces off the rim, it doesn't go, and Voller will get the rebound. Voller to Morgan Miller. Miller goes inside. Engelby for 3, hits nothing. There's a scrum for the ball under the basket, and it will be a held ball. This isn't rugby, of course, but Andover will get the ball on the alternate possession. Almost lost it. Now it's Engelby. Engelby's shot goes in. Engleby's the leading scorer from Andover with 9 points, a 4-point lead, 2:58 left in the first half. And there's a shot from Schulke, it doesn't go. Miller for the 3 and gets it. Miller with 11, and the lead is down to 1. 2:35 left to go in the first half. Sanders. And there's a 3. Got it! Schilke with her second 3 of the game brings the lead back to 4, 33-29. 2:14 left in the first half. 20 on the shot clock. And it's stolen by Heyer. Heyer races in, puts up the shot, doesn't go. Gets the rebound, second time doesn't go. Now it's Lenzen. Lenzen hits nothing. Hawks having a tough time getting the ball in the basket. As Engelby puts it in. Andover cuts the lead to 2, 33-31. Minute 28 left in the first half. Heyer, whose sister Mallory is a freshman for the University of Minnesota Golden Gophers. Heyer puts up the 3. That doesn't go. Morgan Miller with a rebound. And Miller puts up the shot high off the backboard. Now it's Lenzen, puts it in. Anna Lenzen with 9 points. 52 seconds left in the first half. That's Heppel. Heppel goes inside, brings it back to Voller. Voller hits the three. Voller with 9 points, and the lead once again is down to 1. As Lenzen is fouled, she'll go to the line. Fields will pick up second. 15 foul on Andover. As Lenzen will shoot 2. Lenzen with 9 points. Rolls around, doesn't go. Frost back in for Andover, and Schaefer back in for Chaska. 20.2 seconds remaining in the first half, which means the shot clock is off. And Lenzen now has 10. The lead is 2 as Andover will go for one shot to either tie or take the lead. But it's stolen by Sanders. Sanders races it in, puts it up. It doesn't go, but she will go to the line for 2 shots. 2.2 seconds left in the first half. And Frost picks up her first. Sanders makes the first. She is 8. The lead is 3. Sanders with 8 points. Make it 9. As the ball is intercepted, there's a long 3. It doesn't go as the first half comes to a close on this Saturday matinee in Chaska. With the score, the Chaska Hawks 38, the Andover Huskies 34. We will take a break, and we'll be back with the second half of today's non-conference girls basketball game between the Andover Huskies and the Chaska Hawks right here on the Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network. Howard Luloff back at Chaska High School for the second half of this afternoon's non-conference varsity girls basketball game between the Andover Huskies and the Chaska Hawks, with Chaska in front by a score of 38-34. Let's take a look at the first half scoring for both teams. For Andover, leading scorers were Piper Engelby and Morgan Miller with 11 points. Anna Voller has 9, Emma Frost 1, and Lacey Heppel has 2. For Chaska, Anna Lenson's the leading scorer with 10 points. Kennedy Sanders has 9. Alexis Schaefer 3. Ashley Schulke has 6. Ella Keenan and Aubrey Heyer have 5 points apiece. Time now to take a look at the top 10 teams in Class 4A girls basketball. Even though they lost to the number 1 team in Class 2A, the Providence Academy Lions, the Hopkins Royals remain on top as the number 1 team in Class 4A. Chaska is 2nd, the Wayzata Trojans are 3rd, St. Michael Albertville is 4th, Eastridge is 5th, Maple Grove, who Andover played in their last game, is 6th, Eden Prairie 7th, rounding out the top 10, Lakeville North, Stillwater, and White Bear Lake. Number 1 team in 3A, for right now, Benilde St. Margaret's, and we'll get back to the top 10 in just a few minutes. Right now, the second half is underway. That's Sanders for 3. Goes in! Kennedy Sanders with a dozen, and the lead is 7. Becker is 2nd, Grand Rapids 3rd, Stillwater 4th, Alexandria 5th, Holy Angels is 6th. Jordan, Red Wing, De La Salle, and Detroit Lakes round out the Class 3A top 10. Number 1 and 2A, Providence Academy Lions, perhaps the best all-around girls basketball team in Minnesota. As the ball goes to the Hawks with 17:11 to go in the game. They have a young freshman guard averaging well over 20 points a game, Madden Greenway, who's a freshman. She is the daughter of former Viking linebacker Chad Greenway. As Heppel picks up the turnover for Andover. Now it's Miller. Miller turns around, tries to get past, takes the shot and scores. Morgan Miller with a baker's dozen. The lead is 5. And Lenson is called for traveling. Now it's Heppel for the Huskies. Bounce pass to Emma Frost. And a bounce pass to Engelby. Engelby guarded by Sanders. Frost inside to Miller. Double team doesn't go. Long pass inside to Schulke. Higher to Sanders. Sanders goes outside the three-point line. Left-handed shot by Keenan doesn't go. Now it's Voller. And Sanders with the steal. That's Lenson for Chaska. Higher. Left wing to Sanders. Loses the ball to Voller. Voller goes in, puts it up and scores. Anna Voller with 11 points. The lead is down to 3, 41-38. It's Lenson. Dishes it off to Heyer. Back to Lenson. Lenson inside, goes through a double team, doesn't go. The rebound will go to a held ball. It will be Chaska ball. It will go to Andover. And a chance to cut the lead to 1 or even the score as we play 3 minutes of the second half. That's Frost, guarded by Heyer. There's a 3 from Voller, doesn't go, and Heyer gets the rebound. Long pass inside to Lenzen. Double team, brings it out to Sanders. Back to Heyer. Heyer guarded by Engelby. Now it's Sanders. Sanders turns around, scoops. She'll get 2. Engelby picks up her second foul as Sanders goes to the line with 2 shots. She has 12 points. Make it 13. The lead is 4, 42-38, as Lakoski returns for Chaska. She makes the second. 14 for Kennedy Sanders. It's a 5-point lead, 43-38. That's Frost with a 3. Hits it. 4 points for Frost, and Chaska will take, let's see. It is a 30-second timeout. Andover will take a 30-second timeout. Rest of the top 10 teams in the other 2 classes. In Class 2A, Providence Academy is number 1, followed Minnehaha Academy 5th, St. Croix Lutheran 6th. In Class A, the number 1 team, the Mountain Iron Buell Rangers. The only other Metro team in Class A, Mayor Lutheran at number 3. Could this finally be the year that Jeff Bavetta brings home a championship trophy to the 2 Iron Range communities of Mountain Iron and Buell? They've been to the state tournament a number of times, but they have never won a championship. Could this finally be the year? Back to this game. Heyer. Now it's Schulke. Sanders goes through a double team, and it's picked up by Engelby. Here's Voller with a 3. Bounces off the rim, doesn't go, and it's rebounded by Schulke. Sanders shoots, but passes instead to Heyer. Back to Sanders. Andover in a player-to-player defense. The bounce pass doesn't go. Chaska a bit chilly in the second half. Now it's Frost. Off the backboard, it doesn't go. Now it's Sanders. A Heyer. Back to Sanders. Sanders goes inside, puts up the shot, also doesn't go. Now it's Engelby for Andover. That's Heppel. Chaska in a 2-3 zone. Engelby near the free throw line. That's Miller. Back to Heppel. 6 on the shot clock. There is a foul on Schulke, her second, as the shot clock was down to 4. And it will send Engelby to the line. She has 11 points. Make it 12. And she has 13. And the game is now even at 43. Blake Nichols was telling me before the game about the team trying to take good care of the basketball, and so far they have, as Chaska takes a 30-second timeout. Their first timeout of the game. Well, today's Star Tribune, a big story from Norwood Young, America, which is not too far from Chaska. Girls basketball head coach Gary Lemke, who has been coaching the Raiders for 39 years, will be retiring at the end of the season. He's taken the team to a few state tournaments, but they've never won a championship under his leadership. In good sportsmanship, we wish Gary Lemke well as he wraps up his final season. His final home game will be on the 24th of February. Again, on the 23rd of February against Sibley East. Hopefully they'll have a good send-off for him. And Sanders hits the three. Sanders with 17 points. And the Hawks are back in the lead. And there's a foul on Lukoski. Correction. It's on Schulke. Her third personal. The first player of either team to have 3 personal fouls. Engelby goes inside, puts it up, doesn't go. Miller with a rebound and scores. 15 for Morgan Miller, and the lead is down to 1. 11:45 remaining in the game. Sanders. Now it's Lukoski, goes around, doesn't go. And Engelby with a chance for Andover to regain the lead. Long pass to Lukoski, but she is pushed. And it will be a foul on Andover. Lacey Heppel picks up the foul. Each team with 2 team fouls and a half. Lenson's back in for Chaska. Fields and Frost are in for Andover. Lukoski. Back to Lukoski. To Sanders. Sanders goes inside, puts it up and in. A 3-point lead for Chaska, with Sanders having 19 points so far. That's Frost. To Fields. Now it's Voller. Chaska back in the 2-3 zone. Voller goes inside. Looks like she will get 2. Anna Lenson picks up her first personal 3rd team foul on Chaska, as Voller will shoot 2. She has 11 and misses the first. And Voller makes the second. She has 12. The lead is down to 2. I was talking to Blake Nichols of Andover before the game regarding the shot clock. Says he loves it, and it's been needed and helps further the game along. Tara Seifert is very happy about it, and it won't impact the program, and has the game at a much faster pace. And there will be a 2-shot foul for Emma Frost.
Foul number 24, Aubrey Heyer, her second, team third.
As Heyer picks up her fourth foul. As Heyer picks up her second, and Frost is at the line for two. Misses the first. As Schaefer's back in, giving Heyer a breather. Aubrey, a 5'11" junior. And Frost will make the second. She has 5 points. Will Aubrey join her sister Mallory in a couple of years at the University of Minnesota? It's too early to find out. As Chaska is called for the carry. 10 minutes remaining in the game. As Schulke returns for the Hawks. And Lenzen will take a breather. That's Annika Olsen for Andover. Inside pass stolen by Keenan. Bounce pass. And Schulke with a deuce. She is 8, the lead is 3. 50-47. That's Voller. Loses the ball to Schulke. Now it's Sanders for the Hawks. Sanders. It's Lenzen. Schulke. Lakoski. Off the backboard, doesn't go. Voller with a rebound. Voller has her three-point attempt blocked by Lakoski. Lakoski races in, and she will go to the line for two. Voller picks up her first personal, third-team foul in Andover, as Lakoski goes to the line looking for her first 2 points of the afternoon. She misses the first. Engelby and Heppel are back in for Andover. Lakoski misses them both. Voller with a rebound. And Frost puts it in. The lead is down to 1. Frost has 7 points. Lakoski for 3. Doesn't go. That's Schulke with a rebound. Lakoski. Here's Sanders for 3. Also misses. 0 for 2 from the free three-point line. In the last possession as Heyer returns to the game. 8:34 to go in regulation time. That's Engelby. To Heppel. Heppel near the three-point line. Loses the ball out of bounds. It will remain Andover ball with 21 on the shot clock. 8:20 left in the game. Goes off of Miller and picked up by Schulke. Schulke races inside, puts it up, doesn't go. That's Engelby with a rebound. Long pass toward Miller, goes out of bounds toward the folded up bleachers. Nobody is there to retrieve the ball. I suppose the ball boys have a basketball tournament today. As Engelby misses the 3, there's Sanders. Regains position but is blocked by Engelby. is on Engelby, the first Andover player with 3 fouls. Each team has 4 team fouls. Nobody's in serious foul trouble so far. Just Engelby with 3 for Andover, Schulke with 3 for Chaska. As Andover has a chance to take the lead. Heppel. And there's a 3, rolls around and in, and Andover takes the lead on a 3-pointer from Annika Olsen. 52-50 Andover. But Keenan's shot off the glass is in. It's all even at 52, 7:15 in regulation. As Heppel will go to the line. Sanders picks up her first foul as Heppel will shoot 2. She has 2 points. She can double it with a couple of free throws. First is good. Andover is back in front. Miller's back in for Andover, and Lenzen is back in for Chaska. Second one doesn't go. That's Sanders. .20 on the shot clock. Schulke brings it out to Lenzen. Lenzen in the lane, goes through, scoops, doesn't go. It will remain Chaska ball. With a fresh 35 on the shot clock. That's higher to Sanders. Sanders inside, partially deflected. Andover with a chance to increase their lead. Heppel, almost knocked away by Sanders. Tries to pick it up, and she does. And Tara Seifert signals for a timeout, and she will get the timeout. It will be their last 30-second timeout of the game, and we hope you're enjoying today's game right here on the Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network. You can catch the games on the YouTube channel. In case you've been out on this nice Saturday afternoon, as well as some other Chaska Hawks home games in boys basketball, as well as boys and girls hockey. And speaking of girls hockey, the regular season is winding down. As Andover looks to repeat as Class AA champions. Last year, both Andover's girls and boys hockey teams were state champions in Class AA. A rare feat ever since the state girls hockey tournament began in 1994 with 4 teams and only 1 class. Now it's a 2-class affair over 4 days like their male counterparts. As Miller blocks Keenan's shot, Andover regains possession, 6:20 to go in regulation time. That's Heppel. To Miller. Miller turns around. Double team. Puts up the shot. It doesn't go. And it will be a foul on Andover. Engelby picks up her 4th foul. As Olsen goes out. And Ellie Fields returns to the game for the Huskies. 6:05 remaining in regulation. That's Sanders. To Higher. Higher guarded by Fields. Sanders races and brings it out to Higher. Higher for three, doesn't go. But Sanders with a shot. Chaska pretty chilly in the second half from the field. Rolls around and doesn't go. The rebound goes to Lenzik. 5.5 minutes remaining. Bounce pass to Higher, up and in. Aubrey Higher with 7 points. And Chaska is back in front, 54-53. Miller. Off to Voller for three, it doesn't go, and the rebound will go to Keenan. Now it's Sanders. Chaska hoping to get a run going in the latter part of the game. Here's Sanders for three. Twice and in. Kennedy Sanders with 22 points. The lead is 4. And there will be a foul. It looks like it's on Schulke. It's on Sanders. Her second half, her second personal. 6th team foul on the Hawks. And Heppel will bring it out. Here's a three. For Engelby, it doesn't go. Now it's Higher. Off the glass and in. 9 for Aubrey Higher. The lead is up to 6. 4:14 to go. As the Hawks are on a 5-0 run.
Number 24 with the foul, Aubrey Higher, her third team.
Aubrey Higher picks up her third foul. And Andover is in the bonus. Frost makes the first. She has 8 points. 59-54 in favor of Chaska. She makes the second. And Andover will take a full timeout. 4:07 to go in the game. A 4-point lead for the Hawks, 59-55. Chaska will go on the road next Thursday to face the next Tuesday. They will travel to Orono to face the Spartans at 7. Then they will play at St. Louis Park next Friday, also a 7 p.m. start. The Orioles under head coach Arsenio Richardson were dealt a huge blow a couple of weeks ago when their top scorer, Chantel Hardin, was lost for 4 to 6 weeks due to a sprained ankle. Hardin led the Orioles in scoring, but it's likely she will be out for the rest of the season. Andover will play a rivalry game next Wednesday against the Anoka Tornadoes. Both schools in every sport play each other in the Northwest Suburban Conference. And they play for the A-Town Cup, with a trophy going to the winner of the most games between the two schools. But going back to 50 years when Andover had a population of 3,200, students went to Anoka. Now Andover, in its 22nd year, has a population of 32,000 as Sanders puts it in. The lead is 6. So longtime residents of Andover probably have said, "My, how you've grown," as the ball goes back to Chaska. From a town of over 3,870 to 32,000 today. And Andover students went to Anoka, and they were tornadoes. Sanders in, not necessarily like a tornado. Now it's Sanders. 3:22 to go. Long three. Got it! Schulke hits the three. She has 11. The lead is 9. 3:08 to go. Miller turns around, hits nothing. Higher with a rebound. As Schulke puts it high off the glass, and the rebound goes to Keenan. As Chaska is starting to pull away from Andover with an 11-point lead, 66-55. They're playing stronger defense, and they're starting to hit their shots. 18 on the shot clock. An offensive. It was out of bounds. Down to 2:28 to go. As Chaska, if you pardon the cliche, has turned up the heat. As Engelby gets the rebound. 2:13 remaining. Now it's Voller. Voller guarded by Higher. 2 minutes left. That's Heppel. Heppel looks for an open white jersey, finds Miller in the post, turns around, she will get 2. And we'll find out who the foul is. It's on Keenan, the third player on Chaska with 3 fouls. The other 2 are Schulke and Higher. As Miller makes the first, she has 16 to lead Andover. It is now a 10-point lead, 66-56, and make it 66-57 as Miller now has 17 points. Minute 45 to go. Sanders inside. Keenan puts it in. Keenan with 11. And that's also the margin of the Hawks' lead. Minute 25 to go. That's Frost. Frost inside. Puts up the shot. Offensive foul. There was no offensive foul. It was out of bounds. It looked like it was an offensive foul. Don't you think so, Brett? Brett agrees with you. We're not the officials, of course. As we're down to 1 minute to go. Sanders, 14 on the shot clock. And an 11-point lead. Chaska is nursing. Sanders inside and scores. 26 for Kennedy Sanders. The lead is 13, 70-57. And Voller with a shot, it doesn't go. And the game and shot clock are in sync. Sanders. It's likely they don't have to take a shot because the game and shot clock are both equal to each other. Down to 5. Into Sanders, puts it up and in. And that will do it. The final score, the Chaska Hawks 72, the Andover Huskies 57. Time for a recap of this afternoon's non-conference game. It was a very close game throughout the first half as Chaska and Andover both traded leads throughout the early part of the first half. But then Chaska picked up the pace and took a 38-34 halftime lead. But things would get a little bit chilly in the second half for the Hawks as Andover would build the lead. But Chaska started to heat up in the latter part of the second half and pull away from Andover to win the game by a score of 72-57. Let's take a look at the final scoring statistics for both teams. For the Chaska Hawks, the leading scorer, Kennedy Sanders, 28 points. Had some key baskets in the latter part of the second half. Alexis Schaefer has 3. Anna Lenson with 10. Ashley Schilke, 11. As well as Ella Keenan and Aubrey Heyer, 9 points. For the Andover Huskies, Annika Olsen, 3 points. Piper Engelby, 13. Emma Frost with 9. Morgan Miller led the Huskies with 17 points. Anna Voller with 12. And Lacey Heppel with 3. Chaska improves their record to 19-1. They will play next Tuesday against the Orono Spartans in Long Lake, beginning a 3-game road trip. Andover falls to a record of 9-11, and they will be back in action next Wednesday as they will head down Main Street to Anoka to face the Tornadoes in another A-Cup game. Who's going to win the trophy this year between the two schools? It all boils down to all sports in all seasons. They will play Anoka to start in the midst of a 4-game road trip at 7 p.m. So that will do it on the Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network. For our producer and cameraman, Brett Johnson, this is Howard Luloff saying goodbye and reminding you once again the final score in this Saturday matinee in Chaska. The Chaska Hawks 72, the Andover Huskies 56.